Hi everybody, Martyn at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm back with another wee foam terrestrial, Coch Y Bonddu beetle, or a chafer beetle, depending where you live, what you call them, but it's just a wee chafer beetle. Simple, very effective, easy to put a row of them in your box and they will certainly catch you fish. Now as always, we'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anybody who wants to support the channel, which will get you access to the giveaways for the flies tied in the channel. You can see, oops, got a wee box here. I've got the sort of foam ant terrestrial in here. I'm sticking some beetles in this compartment. That'll be the next box. Alternatively, like the video, share the video, watch it all the way to the end. Leave a comment below, all of that's very appreciated. And it does help the channel. Now I've got my hook and my vise. This is a size 12 short shank special, so it's basically the length of a 14, but I've got a nice wide gape, which I do think helps this pattern. Right, the drop gape sort of helps to keel it in. Using the hook as a guide, the hook gape as a guide, it lets you that sort of slightly wider beetle profile. So I've run on some black 80 uni, and I've got a piece of, I've got used three pieces of foam actually, but the main part's two. So I've got some Loco foam here, and this colour is actually Japanese beetle, right? But it's just a sort of metallic green, and I've got like a brown foam as well. It's a 2mm sheet, and both pieces are cut the width of the hook gape, right? So you use the gape as your measure. I'm going to take my thread slightly round the bend, right? Just a wee bit, and then I can come back up. So I've got a nice bed of thread, right, which will help kind of prevent slipping and turning, and then just work my way back. Right back to that tie, and I just like to turn the vise on my side so that I can see sometimes exactly that I'm far enough back. Now when I'll just sort of compress that. Not too fussed about it being covered up or in, because I'm using a wee bit of dubbing, and I'm using ice dub and Peacock black. Right, so it's black, but it's got that wee sort of green sheen, which is very much like the underside of a Coch Y Bonddu. Probably need a bit more dubbing than that. So you'll see here I'm going to start my dubbing. I'm basically 2/3 of the way up the shank, right, from the tie-in, and I'm going to go back with this, right. Although I'm using dubbing, I don't want it to be bushy or in or straggly, so I'm just using the thread coming back up to tighten everything in, and then take my foam, fold it over, and I like to sort of just press it, encourage the wee bit of cup, right, so that it sort of cups around the material, right, it gives you a nice wee sort of round rear section. Trim that off. And obviously you can adjust the sizes of these as well, right? Get that tidied up. And I'll take my green foam, tie it shiny side down, right, my wee bit there. Get a few wraps on, and make sure you're right down at the hook eye, and just crush that with your thread, right, just keep that in there, right, and make sure everything's nice and straight. You don't need to be that fussy really, but I just like to make sure it's all nice and straight and clean. Bit more of this dubbing. I'm going to do the same thing, basically I'm going to, well, the opposite I suppose it is really, I'm going forward then back. Right, so same dubbing, come to the front, then come back to where my beetle's going to finish. I'll come in, see my wee head, just get a wee stretch, don't want it too big. After 2 or 3 wraps we'll get that locked in. Take my scissors, I'll cut it square, then I'll knock the corners off. I mean, you probably don't need to, but I like the look of it with the corners knocked off. I'm going to take a wee bit of red foam. Again, this is optional, right? You don't need it. If you think you can see this well enough without it, I would suggest going with it. Just catch that in. 1, 2 turns of thread. And then I'm going to add rubber legs, right? Again, rubber legs are optional, you don't really need, you might not really need them. Some folk like a hackle. You can use a couple of strands of deer hair, but that breaks, that's not very durable. So small round rubber, black obviously. I'll just offer it in on the underside, and I'll just let the thread catch that. Just get in that gap of the foam, and then separate these out. Make sure you grab the right one. Two or 3 turns. Just hold the foam stable. You can tighten up. You've already compressed it so your thread won't cut it. And then hit finish. Again, just let it go down that groove in the foam. It's another 3 wraps holding the foam and the legs. Everything's nice and secure. Adjust. You can still stretch the legs and adjust them and all that, right? There's always the possibility of that you can move a rubber leg before you put any cement on. You don't use super glue on the rubber legs, that'll make them brittle, but you can cement them in place with a wee bit of nail polish. So legs, don't need big long legs in a beetle, just to the back of the hook's fine, and a wee short front pair. And I'll trim this down a wee bit, right, just so it can just help you to see it. And then but a thin varnish on the applicator bottle. I don't mind if it soaks in to that dubbing a wee bit, doesn't matter. Right, you know, the foam's what floats the fly, that can soak in. Soak into the thread wraps, and there you go. It's easy, simple, very, very effective. I mean, again, if there's a Coch Y Bonddu hatch, or fall, I should say really, or if there's other beetles about, you know, very, very good wee pattern. Well worth tying. So I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give me a thumbs up below, and I'll see you for another one. Tight lines, guys. Bye.